Next topic, though. Let's discuss this. We're gonna keep up with our talks about the virus, or more so things that are happening surrounding the virus. Reported by the Toronto Star, cancer surgeons in Ontario are reporting a sharp rise in the number of people coming to hospitals with advanced cancers. It's an unintended consequence of the sudden shutdown of non-urgent healthcare services during spring wave of COVID-19. Who could have thought that this was going to happen? Who could have possibly predicted this, guys? Like, I'm clutching my pearls. Y'all see it if you're watching me, or more so you're listening to this audio after the fact. You can't see it, but I'm clutching my pearls right now. How could this possibly happen? Who could have thought? Who would have thought? Who would have thought that this would have been a consequence of shutting down the country, nonetheless, but more so having people be like, you know what? Let's scale it back on the non-urgent healthcare. And this is also a product of socialized healthcare. It's funny, all the Canadians are always lecturing the Americans. Well, you guys don't have free healthcare. Well, at least I can go to the doctor for a damn stomach ache, instead of having it be determined by the state that, well, you can't go because it's not essential right now. We don't need you doing that. It's not urgent. It's not life-threatening. We need to focus on this Modelo virus, which has a 99% survival rate. Now that is life-threatening. But who could have possibly thought that this was going to happen, guys? I'm absolutely baffled that there was nobody that said that there will be consequences, medical consequences as well, to this fundamental approach that was happening across the world. Who could have possibly thought that you're seeing people with advanced cancers? You know, this is stuff that if you can get it at an early stage, you have a higher chance of surviving. Who could have possibly thought that when you turn people away, or rather don't encourage them to come to the doctor to get treated for issues that you may be having, who would have thought that that would turn into long-term issues and undiagnosed problems? Who would have thought that? God damn it, everybody thought it. Everybody that wasn't a brainlet, excuse my language. This is stuff that I was saying back in March, in April. What do you mean? This has been believe it or not, I know people like to rag on libertarians. This has been the year of the libertarian. This whole year has been me going like this. As you crackheads sit here and try to make it seem as if we crazy as hell for saying that this would happen. Now, we knew that this was going to be a problem. We knew that the slow to spread garbage was just that. We knew what the mask mandates were about. We called all of this. And then it comes into fruition, and now people are clutching their pearls. How could this happen? What do you mean long-term effects? What do you mean long-term effects that don't even pertain to the actual virus or catching the virus? What do you mean there are other problems that people have, cancers and the like? What do you mean suicides? What do you mean a big transfer of wealth? What do you mean small businesses not ever going to open again? They're not getting on other. What do you mean? We have been talking about this since March and April. I got the receipts. My video's alive. I long been talking about this. I was talking about this in March. Yet here we are. People having other medical issues not because of the virus known as Modelo 19. Not that. We're talking about other problems. Because believe it or not, catching this virus, number one, it ain't the only virus that exists, but there are other problems that people are dealing with right now. And these problems are going undiagnosed. People are dealing with these issues. And because the state has set it up in a way. Now, this is a little different because we're dealing with more socialized medicine. But it happens in America as well, where you have people, I was talking about this with my doctor, and how, she had, one of the nurse practitioners had generally saw older patients. Now, the older patients, because I don't want to say they're scared of the virus, but because they're being blocked off for their own protection, of course, they haven't been coming in for their checkups. They haven't been coming in, to the doctor for the other problems. And that worried her. This is a real thing. And the thing that pisses me off possibly the most about it is that these fools expect these doom and gloomers, these guys that want this to, for whatever reason, be an apocalyptic virus. Because they want it to be an apocalyptic virus. They want, if you are against mask mandates and if you are against lockdowns, they will attribute every single death to you. It's your fault. You didn't wear a mask. That's why the cases are. That's why there are people being in the hospital. That's why people are dying. You were against the lockdown. That's why people are dying. That's why people are in the hospital. That's why there are so many cases. The people that are pro-lockdown, pro-socialized medicine, will never take credit for this. They will never take credit for the rise of suicide rates, the domestic violence, child abuse, as you coop people up in their houses. They will never take credit for the amounts of people who are not getting on the other side of this with their smaller business. There is no, well, we'll come back after the fact. No, they're done. Again, it's one of the biggest transfers of wealth of all time. Whereas the Amazons and the Walmarts could deal with the mom and pop shop and the bar could not. And I say this as a person in the damn music industry. There's a lot of venues ain't coming back on the other side of this because you completely derailed their industry. They won't take credit for that. And when it comes to the medical side, we talked about the suicide rates and stuff like that, or attempted suicides rather. When it comes to things that are going undiagnosed, they will not take credit for that. But they expect you, if you are anti-mask mandate, if you are anti-lockdown, to take credit for every damn thing else. And that's bullcrap. It's absolute bullcrap. It's garbage, hot garbage. These are going to have consequences that we're going to be dealing with for a long time, economically and medically. And I ain't talking about the virus itself. And to think that we did all of this for a virus with a 99% survival rate is absolutely amazing.